Yes, well, good evening once again. I would like to welcome you all here this evening, where I, Isaiah, shall address you. I thank you all for coming to hear the message which I have been chosen to deliver. It is my honour. We in the realms also feel gratified to discover that those hearing this message, seeing this message, reading this message, are becoming more and more involved in their own spiritual advancement and are, in many cases, eagerly absorbing the information in the messages that we bring. In line with our policy of bringing you as much message, as much information, as much guidance as we can in the most simplistic manner for your ease of understanding and absorption. Today, I wish to talk to you about your feed, as you may call it, your continuous feed, your continuous connection with your higher self and your Creator. Now, none of this has to be complicated. It is quite simple. Firstly, I would like you to envision yourself, your embodiment, as though you were looking at your own reflection in a mirror. Now, within your embodiment and around your embodiment is your essence, your true essence, who and what you really are. Briefly put, the essential you. Now, if you could but for one moment diminish the vision of physicality, but hold the vision of yourself, your essence, as light, energy. Now, you are within your own energy cocoon. This cocoon contracts and expands according to your moods, your emotion, your mental state, and your willingness and desire to connect with what you would consider to be a higher evolved being. Whether that being may be your personal guide, your higher self, other highly evolved beings of love and light, ascended masters, or the Creator. Now, if you will, envision yourself as part of a continuous, unbroken light. For your ease of understanding, and because of your perception of higher evolved beings being vertical to you, which they are not. But to simplify it, you may envision it as being vertical to you. So you have this light which goes up and out and up and out and up and out, depending upon the way, the manner in which you shape it. And you shape it from here, from the heart. You shape it from there. You shape it with your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. Whatever you are pushing out from your heart, you are continuously shaping this radiated light. Now, many souls incarnate, such as yourself, spend varying amounts of time building, strengthening this communication with beings in higher realms. These beings, generally the ones that you are calling to, would be your own personal guides who are close around you. Can you imagine a circle of friends? Up your light pole, you go up to the next level, which is your higher self. So many of us will commence your communication by going immediately to your guides. Then you will move on and go up the vibration to the higher self. So the higher self is operating on a higher level than the majority of your guides. Not all, majority. So, if you were to desire to create, to alter, to change, to bring things into your life or move things out of your life, your stepping stone normally would be these heavenly bodies around you. Then you go to the higher self, because it is the higher self that has, shall we say, the greater proportion of power to allow or disallow things to come in and out of your life. Now, when you get to the higher self, it also goes out, because when you are up there in your higher self, as your higher self, talking to your higher self, you have the capacity. Now, you may not be aware of this. You have the capacity at that level to communicate with the higher selves of other entities. If you go a little higher than that, you start moving into the realm of what you term the ascended master. These are the beings who inhabit the much higher realms than where you are at present. And of course you go out from your localized guides, up to your higher self, out to other higher souls, up to ascended masters, of which there are a great number. number out again, because ascended masters are out there and they are orbiting too. So that is the manner that you would best perceive it, as these ascended masters orbiting. Now from those ascended masters, you go up the light pole again, up this light shaft. And when you go up there, you come to great oversouls, great beings of love and light. And of course, they are out there too, orbiting. And if you keep going up your light shaft, Creator. So you could actually view your communication light feed, light stream, light pole as you, the guides, higher self, other higher selves, ascended masters up to there, back in here, great beings of love and light, back to here, up to the Creator. So that gives you quite a wobbly light shaft. And that is what I meant when I said to you moments previously that you actually shape your light form. Now, how does that knowledge benefit you? Well, it benefits you in a very simple and easy to understand manner. If you have what we'll term a localized problem or difficulty, whether it be an illness, discomfort, whatever, or you may require a little guidance, a little gentle push this way or that way, a bit of direction, you go within, into the heart, radiate the energy to your guides. Tell them what it is that you wish to either achieve or create or bring into your life, or in many instances you want to take things out of your life. There are things in your life you don't want in your life. You want them, they're on the road, they're on the back alley. So you talk to your guides and you tell them what it is that is causing you this concern or this discomfort or whatever on this plane. We're talking about this plane where you are now in your physicalities in your daily life. So you communicate that to them. Then you play your part in focusing upon it, the desired outcome, I should say. Focusing upon the desired outcome. Doing your very best to focus intently, to bring it in or move it out of your sphere of operation, and then believing, having the belief that whatever the outcome is will be the very best outcome. It will be the outcome that's best suited to you or and others in that situation with you. Now, please remember this. It is not possible for you to create and manifest everything you want. Because many of the things that you so desire are not part of your pathway. They are not part of your present pathway. If it came to fruition, it would not benefit you, it may be detrimental to you. So please understand that. When you wish to create, focus intently, ask for it to be brought in, believe that you will create, you will manifest the best result for you. And with that result, do not spoil it all by being judgmental. Because if something is not going to be manifest in your life, because it will not be of any benefit to you on your pathway, that is a gift. That is a gift to you. And if you become judgmental and throw your hands in the air and say, well, what's the use? What's going on here? That shoots everything down. It just breaks down all of that solid creative energy that you previously applied, because you erroneously judged that you never got what is best for you, simply because you do not know what is best for you. Now, when we go a little higher, and I encourage you all to do this often, regularly, talk to your localized guides, go to your higher self. Because your higher self is very much the word you may use is control what flows in and out of your life, and whether or not it is part of your pattern, whether it's part of the script. The higher self is the one who administers that. He is the administrator of that. And of course, the higher self does have a certain amount of power, a certain amount of leeway to alter your pathway, to accommodate whatever it is that you're asked to bring in or have removed. If it can be accommodated at no detrimental cost, well then it surely will. It surely will. Talk to your higher self. Ask. Do it often. Do it regular. Do it long. Not just a quick, hello mate, listen, can you fix this up? Thank you, I'm off now. Do it long. Sit quiet. Talk. Explain what's happening in your life. Tell your higher self what you're feeling, what your emotion is, how these things are affecting you. Now, as I spoke before, when I said there is not just your higher self, there are other higher selves out there, and they are orbiting all around too. They are performing their function. They're performing their function. So if incarnate A and incarnate B have an aggressive relationship that is quite abrasive, negatively affecting both incarnate souls, have you ever thought of going to your higher self and saying, would you please contact the higher self of this other person and tell them, inform them that I wish love and light for this other person. I wish an end to this friction, aggression, disagreement, be what it may. Because just as you all socialise with each other and talk to each other, so too do those beings, those higher energy forms that we refer to as higher self, so too do they mix, match, socialise, intermingle. You see, all the higher selves are on this much the same energy band. They're within this band, and they will be moving as well as orbiting within that band. They have the capacity to relate your side of things to the higher self of the other person involved. And all that you need to ask for is an outcome that is for the highest good of both parties, both souls incarnate, and by extension, family, friends, and others associated with each soul incarnate, because you do share in each other's lessons, you know, and you do have effects. Ripple in the pond. Two souls incarnate at loggerheads. Ripple in the pond, out it goes. The further it goes out, the less it affects other people, other souls in your life or in your sphere of influence. So if you have an issue that you're having a difficulty resolving, I would suggest that you talk to your localised guides, go to your higher self and have a good talk to your higher self. Explain your side of the situation. Ask your higher self to give you a bit of information and knowledge about how the other party is feeling about all this, and then ask that you can have a coming together, a peaceful coming together, one of love. So that is where you can operate on the level of your higher self. Now, your higher self will not be offended. There is no ego there, you know. Your higher self will not be offended if you choose to go a little higher and talk to the ascended masters. You surely can do this. You may go above your higher self, call to one or more of the ascended masters, explain the situation to them, and ask them for guidance. Ask them for advice. Because they are ascended masters, you know. These people are highly evolved. And they see your pathway. They see what you are trying to achieve in this incarnation, and they will assist you the same as your higher self and your localized guides. The ascended masters will assist you to achieve the result which is for the highest good of all. Now, if you wanted to bring in, shall we say, more firepower, you may go to the great oversouls. But remember, you have to go into your light column, up to the higher self, up to the ascended masters, and you have to reach higher. You have to have more genuine drive, and it must be driven by love. You must have that drive, that reaching out, striving to achieve. So you can go to the great oversouls, the great beings of love and light, and ask them for help and assistance to either remove or bring into your life, resolve a thorny issue. And it's not just confined to those type of things, you know. You can go as high as you like and ask them to carry your love, your light, the love and the light of your essential beingness to that situation, to whatever it is, whatever it is. So sometimes souls incarnate have the propensity to call for help when things are not going so well. It's not often they call out simply to express their gratitude, their thankfulness for what they have, for who they are, for the love that's around them, the family, the good health, the abundance. Not too often do souls incarnate go up the light column, drive and strive for the highest, to have their love and light spread far and wide. It is well worth doing. Now, when you get to the great oversouls, the great beings, when you get to that realm, you are dealing with some very, very advanced and very, very powerful beings. Very powerful. Be sure of the reason for approaching them. Be very sure that what you are asking for is for your best. Be very sure. Because at that level, they will consider your request, bearing in mind that you are here as free will, choice. All of those beings who are discarnate, operating on much higher realms, absolutely abhor interfering with your free will choice. They will not respond to something negative, hurtful, or anything that is going to disrupt your pathway, what you chose, free will choice. You chose these lessons, you chose these experiences, you chose it all. They will help you. They will help you. Now, let us not forget the Creator. You can go to the Creator via your localised guides, your higher self, ascended masters, great oversouls, and move straight to the Creator. Because it is to the Creator that your light column must go. Now, if that light column becomes broken or severed, you may liken that to being cut adrift. Certainly don't want that to happen. So in your daily life, is it not simple for you to address a situation in your life, make the decision yourself? That's what you're here for, to learn. Ask your localised guides for guidance and advice. Ask the higher self. Ask the ascended masters. Ask the great elder souls. Ask the Creator. Ask them all. Take your prayer, because that's what it is. Your request is a prayer. So take your prayer right up the column of light. Keep ascending the column of light, because as you ascend your column of light, you are also ascending the vibratory scale. Isn't that nice to know that it's not just the more highly evolved guides who have gone up the ascendancy, taken the ascendancy route up the vibratory scale? You can and you do it, consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly. Most times it will be in your altered state, which will vary anything from a meditative state all the way up to a higher consciousness where you become your higher consciousness, and you push, you drive, you strive your consciousness to go even higher. And when you do achieve those rarefied levels, you may come to the realization that everything in this life is there for a reason, and the reason is you chose it. So you come to that understanding. You come to that. You are enlightened. And, my dear ones, that is what you were looking for. And so, before departing, I would just like to say once more, we in the realms are always there to help, do the very best we can for the essential you, and we thank you and encourage you for striving to attain the highest. So, we wish you well, we wish you love, and we wish you success. You will be successful, you will be. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and absorbing my words. Thank you for doing the best that you can with what you have. Good evening, people.